Welcome everyone to my channel that is Fast and Easy Maths, which is dedicated to give you tips and tricks related to mathematics. So if you're new to my channel, then please hit the subscribe button and also hit the bell button besides it so that you get notified whenever I push up a new video. So today we are going to talk about the questions which are asked in quantitative analysis section of entrances such as GMAT, CAT, SAT, ACD, GRE, etc. And these questions are based on the topic of indices. Okay, students, you won't believe indices is one topic where most of the students make mistake. And trust me, these easy looking sums also you end up losing marks. Okay, so I request all of you all to please ensure that your basics of indices are very strong. And in case if you think that your indices are not really very clear, please let me know so in the comment section. I will try to make a video on that as soon as possible. Okay. So now let's talk about the first term. If m and n are integers such as root of 2 the whole raised to 19 into 3 raised to 4 into 4 raised to 2 into 9 raised to m into 8 raised to n is equals to 3 raised to n into 16 raised to m into 4th root of 64. Okay. So now you need to find the value of m. Okay. So here if you realize all the even looking numbers can be written in terms of powers of 2. Similarly, all the odd looking numbers can be written in terms of powers of 3. So that should be the first job which we should do. And since this is the root of 2, you can write this as nothing but 2 raised to half into 19. So I can write this as nothing but 19 upon 2 into, let's write 3 in as it is. So 3 raised to 4 will be written as it is. 4 can be written as 2 raised to 2 and the whole thing raised to 2. So that can be written as 2 raised to 4 into 9 will be written as 3 raised to 2 which gets multiplied by m. So 3 raised to 2m into 8 will be written as 2 cube. So 2 raised to 3 into n is equals to 3 raised to n into 16 will be written as 2 raised to 4m into now 64. 64 can be written directly in terms of 2. So that is nothing but 2 raised to 6 and that's a 4th root. So you divide it by 4. Now what you do is since all the indices of the since all the bases of 2 have different indices, you can directly add. So 2 in raised to 19 upon 2 plus 4 plus 3n is equals to 2 raised to 4m plus, can I write this as nothing but 3 upon 2, right? This can be further reduced by 3 upon 2. Okay. So now since the bases are same, I can directly write this as nothing but 19 upon 2 plus 4 plus 3n is equals to 4m plus 3 upon 2. Okay. So now let's shift everything on this side of the equation, or rather I'll shift everything on the other side of the equation. So I get 4m minus 3n. Okay. 19 upon 2 plus, 3 upon 2 minus 19 upon 2 gets you minus 8. That is actually that gets you minus 16 upon 2. So you gets you minus 8 plus 4. So gets you minus 4 is equals to 0. No, wait. Minus 8 minus 4 gets you minus 12. Sorry. Okay. So that's your first equation. And then let's equate everything of powers of 3. So 3 raised to 4 plus 2m is equals to 3 raised to n. So my equation becomes 2m minus n plus 4 is equals to 0. And now you realize that both of these can be solved by simultaneous equation. But I'm going to use a trick with which you will be able to solve all the simultaneous equation in matter of seconds. Okay, all you needed was all the equations should be written in the form of ax plus by plus c, meaning everything should be on this side of the equation and everything should be equal to 0. So using that logic, I'm going to directly tell you your m is equal to minus 12. It's actually very surprising, and trust me, it is not because that I've already written the answer or something like that. I am actually solving everything in front of you only. Okay, and if you really want to know how you can solve the simultaneous equations in matter of seconds, then I'm going to push a link of the video which actually explains you how to solve these equations in matter of seconds. Okay, please go ahead and check that out, because I'm telling you the reason for that is, as simultaneous equation will come as many uh, part of your sub questions. When a big question you're trying to solve, simultaneous equation might be one part of that equation. Okay, so if you want to literally save your 30 to 40 seconds, then I would recommend you to watch that video. Okay, the link of that will be available on the description, as well as it will be available on top. Okay, so here according to this, I can say option C is my answer for this particular question. Now moving on, let's start with the next question. But before that, I would like to tell all of y'all that if you like the way I'm explaining, then please go ahead and hit the like button, because that gives me tremendous amount of encouragement in doing these kind of videos. Okay, so now the next question is saying the product of the two positive numbers is 616. If the ratio of the differences of their cubes to the cube of their difference is 157 is to 3, then the sum of the two numbers is. Okay, so here what, let's take two numbers as xy. So xy is 616, x into y is 616, and the ratio of the difference of their cubes, so x cube minus y cube upon x minus y the whole cube is equals to 157 upon 3. Okay, now students, we will expand this first. So we get x minus y, and here you're left with x square plus xy plus y square upon, we are going to leave this as it is. The reason for that is because one of this will get cancelled and you will be left with x minus y the whole square in the denominator. I'm going to keep everything as it is. Okay, let me use some other pen. So here, when you do that, you can now expand the denominator. So you're getting x square plus xy plus y square upon x square minus 2xy plus y square is equals to 157 upon 3. Now students, I would tell you about what you can do next. Okay, but the reason is that, or rather most of the students get stuck only that how you will do what you are supposed to do in the next step, which is nothing but by dividendo, means you will subtract the denominator from your numerator. One of the hint would be that when you subtract, okay, you will realize most of the terms in your numerator gets cancelled. Okay, another thing was 157 is a prime number, and you can't do much when it comes to prime numbers. Okay, so best would be to do some operation on this number and we get it into a form in such a way that it becomes a factor of 616. Okay, so let's do this. So when I do that, so I get x square plus xy plus y square, and I subtract the new denominator, I get x minus x square plus 2xy minus y square upon, I will just keep this again in the same form. So I get 157 minus 3 gets you 154 upon 3. So this gets cancelled. So I'm left with 3xy upon x minus y the whole square is equals to 154 upon 3. So here I can say x minus y the whole square can now be written as 3 into 3 into xy 616, which is given, upon 154. So that is equals to 36. Okay, now you need to find the sum of the two numbers. Okay, so x plus y, that is what you wanted. Here you would have taken the root. In the normal procedure, you could have taken the root and you can get x minus y as 36. So you can say x is equals to y plus 36 and then substitute over here, and then you get the quadratic equation and you get the values. Okay, but I'm showing you a better method, which is x plus y the whole square can be written as x minus y the whole square plus 4xy. if you doubt this, please expand this. You will understand this is actually coming out to be the expansion of x plus y the whole square. Now all you needed was x minus y the whole square, which was 36 plus 4 into 616. You will realize this entire value comes to be 2500. And since x plus y the whole square was the value, so if you wanted just x plus y, you had to take the root, and that becomes 50. So that is my answer. So you realize how easy this was, students. There are many such tricks, okay, which will come when you look at all these videos of me solving these questions which are asked in quantitative analysis section of these entrances, okay. And by now you all must have realized that there are two times of the week when I push up a video. One is on a Monday and another is on Thursday at 9 o'clock Indian Standard Time, okay. On Thursdays, generally the videos are about tricks and tips and concepts, and on Monday, the videos are generally about questions which are asked in all these entrance exams. So don't forget to hit the like button and also hit the subscribe button to my channel as well. Okay, so that's it for this video. I will see you in the next one. Thank you.